Hi, I'm G. Keith Alexander. I'm the founder and chief entertainment officer of the Harlem America Digital Network and the host of What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander. So, this episode, my longtime friend, he's a great band leader and bass player, and you've danced to his music for years and years and years. And you've also celebrated with him, whether you know it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Harlem, America, Mr. Robert Kool Bell, leader of Kool and the Gang.
Welcome to What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander. The crossroads where culture, lifestyle, and community meet. All hosted by the legendary New York radio TV personality and proud Harlem American, G. Keith Alexander.
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, or good day, wherever you are, because we have people who listen overseas as well. I want to say welcome to Harlem America and to What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander. It's wonderful to have you, and it's wonderful to have my special guest today. I've known this gentleman for, well, ever since we were much younger. And he is not only the co-founder of the Grammy Award-winning legendary Kool and the Gang, but he's also in partnership with a champagne company, and we'll tell you all about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my good friend, Mr. Robert Kool Bell. Welcome, Kool.
Hey, G. Keith, what's up? What's up in Harlem, man?
How you doing? Speaking of Harlem, I think it was last year we celebrated the launch of your champagne in Harlem, right above the Red Rooster at Gin Fizz. So tell us about this wonderful champagne called Le Kool.
Well, it goes back. I was touring in Europe, and actually in France. And the promoter, he came to me and he said, "Listen, I'm doing a champagne on the late Barry White, and also in one of the Bee Gees." He said, "Why don't we do something with your tour coming up in France?" And so I said, "That's a good idea, but I don't think people are going to want to come to a concert and buy a bottle of champagne. I think they're more into T-shirts and caps." I said, "But what I would like to do, I want to be in retail. I want to get on the shelves." So I came up with a concept called Le Kool Champagne. And our partners, of course, are in Reims, Champagne country. And that's the place that, the Dom Perignons and the Cristals and the Moet Chandons and the vertically closed. I said, that's what I want to be. And I really wanted it to build in Europe first. And then like Eddie Murphy coming to America, I wanted to then arrive in America as the Kool Champagne. Then people, who's this? What's this Kool Champagne all about? But I was drinking champagne just about my whole life. I was drinking, Moet Chandon and Dom Perignon, the Cristal, Dom Perignon. All of them come from up there in Champagne country. So that's when it started. We tried to kick it off for, the time that you're talking about up in New York. And then, of course, I call it the Corona Blues. The coronavirus came and it just slowed up everything. But we're getting ready to do some things. I'm in Jersey now. I've been doing some promotion in Jersey. Unfortunately, when my brother passed, I was on lockdown in Florida, O-Town. I call it on lockdown in O-Town with the Corona Blues. So I was able to come back up for my brother's funeral without being self-quarantined or quarantined for 2 weeks. And now I'm out here promoting, all through Jersey. And we had a great conversation today with Empire in New York, another major distributor, along with Blackheart. And I'm getting ready to do my thing up there, as long as everybody act right and, we don't get shut down again. And I'll be back up in Harlem again. Why not?
Well, that's great. Welcome to HarlemAmerica. We'd love to, to help you promote the champagne. In fact, if I may put in a plug or two for myself, I thought perhaps I'd have a bottle of two here for the show, and we could do a toast. But we'll get to that. Now, the champagne is a blend of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Chardonnay. So it's 80% Pinot Noir and 20% Chardonnay. Was that your taste palette that put that together, or?
It was theirs. It was the Birchlow family, and it's a Grand Cru, which is one of your top champagnes. I just learned about all of this in the last year. I was just drinking champagne. I didn't know Grand Cru for who I knew. but now, I've learned about the champagne business, man. It tastes great to me, and everyone else who tasted it. So I'm not trying to say. When people taste the champagne, I said, now tell me the truth. If you like it, if you don't say it because it's my name. Say it because you like to taste the champagne, and it's been coming out pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And the bottle looks nice with the label and everything. It looks great. So, all right. So you mentioned about the passing of your brother Ronald. For those who are not familiar with Ronald is a band member of Kool and the Gang. You guys have been road buddies and brothers for years and years and years. That had to affect you because it was all of a sudden. What would you like to say about Ronald?
Well, it's just been hard for me. It's been 2 weeks now. He was living down, he had a second home down in St. Thomas. And he had the studio down there. And we would talk to each other at least every couple of days. And he would send me tracks. Hey, man, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And and I was in Old Town on lockdown. So he was on lockdown too because he couldn't come to Jersey either. He had another home in Jersey. And, and then when he passed, I couldn't believe it. Matter of fact, about 4 hours before, his wife called me, and Tia Sinclair, and he had sent me something about something that he was doing with Joanna, because he was upgrading and modernizing all our tracks from the 70s and 80s. And I had just reached out for him in the morning. I was reaching out for him. I texted him and said, I can't see the download. Can you send it to me again? 2 hours after that, Tia called me in a panic and said emergency. So I didn't answer the phone the first time because I thought maybe, was something, some interview we had to do and she needed to talk to me right away. Then it came the second time. I said, let me call her. And she was all, in panic and said, hey, Khalees, we call him Khalees, Ronald Khalees Bell, just passed.
Wow.
And it just blew me. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was in the Twilight Zone. Are you sure? I just spoke to him.
Yeah.
Man, it's and man, my brother, original member, Kool and the Gang. He was one of the writers, major writers of a lot of songs, along with ourselves. Jungle Boogie, Hollywood Swingin', Funky Stuff, all those tracks. We all worked together, but he was like the key man a lot of these songs. Of course, along with George Brown and the late Charles Smith and DT. And he was known for his horn lines. He had them wicked horn lines.
Yeah.
Everyone said, wow. And I remember when we were competing, of course, with Earth, Wind, and Fire, and some of the others. But mainly as far as the horns are concerned, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And he said, okay, I got this track now. We're going to get him on this one. I said, what? Open Sesame. And he came up, and we tried to stay on the jazz side as well as the R&B side and the dance side. So when he came up with Open Sesame, he said, let me see how they're going to react to that, you know. Now, if you take that track, you put a swing to it, you swing it.
Oh.
And you put the straight beat, and you groove it. So, I mean, it's a great loss, as you know. You met my brother, you know.
Oh, yes.
You would meet him different times when he would come over. Because he went on the road for me for a year when Sakina was sick at the house here. I didn't go out, you know, as you know.
I know.
Yeah, he went on the road for me, but every time he get in, he got to the plane, he'd come check in on me and Sakina and I. So it's hard, man. It's hard. You know. Matter of fact, this week we have a video that's coming out. It's going to be on YouTube. It's called "For the Pursuit of Happiness, World Peace." That's one of the last songs that he wrote along with Walter Addison, one of the new younger members in the band, and also his my cousin's son-in-law, Balay, wrote it. So we'll get that to you. It's called "For the Pursuit of Happiness,"
Fantastic.
and I've been calling it "World Peace." Now, what happened was when Biden accepted the nomination, he came out on Celebration, and then he started quoting from the Constitution for the pursuit of happiness, love, and liberty. And I said, "Oh, that's where my brother was coming from." You know?
Oh, okay.
So that's Khalees.
Well, okay. Well, now, you know, this is October, and I remember maybe October, maybe 2 years ago, Sakina and you gave this wonderful Halloween party to benefit the Kool Kids Foundation.
Right.
And the party was, I mean, people were jam-packed on roller skates and costumes, and it was in New Jersey, and it was a beautiful thing. Sakina was on roller skates, and we miss her terribly. I mean, she was such a wonderful, beautiful, loving person, and but she was sort of the powerhouse behind you entrepreneurially, with your entrepreneurial endeavors and things. Speak a little bit about Sakina.
Yeah, well, Sakina, she came up with the idea of the Kool Kids Foundation. And she says it should be more music back into the school. Why did they take the music out of the schools, you know? And because coming up in Jersey City in grammar school, you know, you had the music class, and, you know, I played the cello one time. I said, I don't like that. Violin? No, I don't like that. Even the mellophone.
Really?
I don't like that. Mellophone like a French horn. And then I ended up becoming the bass player, you know. So Sakina was, she was pushing that. She was, let's get the music back from the schools. And I said, well, I'm going to help you coming into 2019, try to push this. Now, I had put together a tour along with another partner of mine. It was called It's Cool to Stay at School. And we did 45 cities, you know, backed by Cherokee. And one of the cities that we went to, Oklahoma City, this group came up to us. It's a group now. But these kids came up to us and said, listen, I'm doing good in school, because what we'll do meet and greets. Said, I'm doing good in school, and we like to sing a song for you. So they sung 3 a cappella tracks. I said, wow, you guys sound great. So my cousin, who's also the manager of Kool and Gang, Adele, and my other cousin, his brother, who was a writer and producer, we sent them to New York. And it turned out that group is Color Me Band.
Really?
They had the hit, I Want to Sex You Up.
Right.
It was in the
Wow.
New Jack Swing movie. But all that was the whole thing with my wife, her thing about music in school. And then I tied into, it's the cool to be in school. And she had another company she's called Dream Stars. As we dream, eventually we can become stars, but we have to work hard at it. And I can agree with that because of what the Kool Gang went through for over 50-something years. So I mean, she made 90% of our uniforms.
Wow.
So she was definitely like the backbone of me, which is the backbone of Kool in the Gang.
Wow. Well, she certainly is missed. And there's another venture I think she was behind, your fragrance.
Oh yeah, the cologne.
The cologne. It's called
yeah.
Just Kool. Just Kool, right?
Just Kool. Yeah, Just Kool cologne. Yeah. We're looking to push that next year. The same thing, same problem with the pandemic and COVID-19. We have over 30,000 bottles of that cologne sitting in Shanghai. So wow. You know what that's all about. So, yeah. So we'll figure out a way next year. Hopefully things will get better. We pray that things will get better for the new year.
Excellent, excellent. So I know that I should say to you, happy belated birthday, because your birthday was yesterday.
Right.
And I had no idea you were 20 years old, 20 years older than me. I had no idea that.
Get out of here.
No, but you look good for, should we tell people how old you are?
Yeah, I just turned yesterday the big 7-0, if you only know. So when you get ready to party for the new show. That's
fantastic. Fantastic. Now, are you still having the birthday party this weekend?
Yeah, we're doing something at the Par 440. Actually, my son's birthday was on Wednesday.
Oh, really? Happy belated birthday, Hakeem.
No, that was my oldest son, Muhammad.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one that put this all together. So he's doing something at the golf club, Par 440, over there near Short Hills on Sunday. That's Sunday afternoon.
Okay. We've got a minute before we have to take a break. And I just want to remind people that you can call in to talk to Kool, ask him questions. The number is 866-472-5788. That's 866-472-5788. And we'll be right back after we take a short break, and we'll have more to discuss with Kool.
Okay.
Tune in every Friday to get your weekend kickoff early. Join the legendary G. Keith Alexander for What's Hot Harlem America. The flagship show of the new Harlem America digital network has something for everyone. From the latest in entertainment to empowerment, health and wellness, and more, we'll bring you a variety of fresh viewpoints, voices, and ideas. What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander can be heard every Friday at 1 p.m. in New York and 10 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Thank you. It's What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander. And if jazz, R&B, soul, funk, dance, pop, disco, boogie is if those are the types of rhythms and beats and music that you enjoy, then we're here with the right guy. We're here with Robert Kool Bell of the legendary group Kool and the Gang. So Kool, look what I have.
Oh yeah, I see you found the Just Kool fragrance.
That's right.
Oh
hey,
yeah.
And it smells very, very light, and it has a sort of a sophisticated blend to it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll be pushing out again next year. Everything, like I said, because of the pandemic, but Yeah, so the cologne, as well as pushing, we're pushing the champagne and
Hmm.
some various other things that we're doing.
What tell me about the, you have with Dusty Baker, you have some sort of thing going with
Yeah,
Dusty. Dusty is the coach of,
yeah, Houston Astros now.
right,
Of course,
okay.
he had the Washington Nationals who won last year, but they got rid of him before they won the World Series. But now he's
Hmm.
with Houston Astros, and what we're doing, we call it Kool Baker Energy, and it's we're dealing with solar energy around the world, but we're starting off in Africa. And what I wanted to do was to do like solar concerts. In other words, in various cities in Africa where everything is powered by solar energy. You don't have those old smelly, gassy smelling generators, and it all comes from the sun. So my concept was power concerts,
Hmm.
but things that are slowed up now, and right now people can't even get next to each other without having the mask. But that's just something Dusty, and I are doing, and I wish him much success in the rest of the game. I know he played last night. I think he played the Oakland A's, but you know, I keep it moving and grooving, Dusty. And let's get ready for 2021.
2021. Now, you mentioned uh, Africa, and we have a friend named Sparky Martin who is very big on uh, music coming out of Africa. Now, you being a musician, what is your take on the music coming out of Africa now?
Well, you called the right name, Mr. Sparky Martin, because he's all on top of that. He sends me. He got that newsletter. He sends every month or every couple of weeks. I started in Africa, I don't know, probably about 30 years ago.
Hmm.
I went to Liberia, and then we did a big show in Nigeria. It was called For the Children of Africa. And we had the blessings at that time from the great Nelson Mandela, Miriam Makeba. We had Hugh Masekela. And the whole thing was about for the children of Africa, going back to the kids, the children. And that was a great show. And then I did a show in Kenya
Hmm.
several years ago.
Hmm.
And it was for AIDS awareness. And the concept was no glove, no love.
No
So
glove, no love. Okay.
you can't tell them not to have sex, but they're gonna do it anyway. We said, well, at least wear your glove. And did South Africa. I did a big memorial last year for my wife
Hmm.
in South Africa because we were getting ready to do something in South Africa, another a Kool Kid Foundation division, which we're still gonna do. The thing that she set up, I'm continuing to kind of make that happen. So,
Good,
but
good.
Sparky, Sparky, we go back way back,
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
and yeah, we'll probably do some things next year when things kind of get back to the norm.
Well, I remember being at your place one New Year's Eve, brought some friends over, uh, and let's see, was Patricia Hunt and the lovely Patricia Holly Hunt, and also Ira and Connie, and we were there for New Year's Eve, and when the ball got ready to drop, Celebration came on, and Celebration was being played, as it is every year when the ball is dropped. But it was a different feeling being in your house, knowing that you were the creator of Celebration,
Right.
and seeing everyone else partying to that song. That's got to be what your biggest song ever.
Well, right now, we're celebrating this year 40 years of celebration. Yeah, I mean, we had some other biggies, but celebration, I mean, 'cause like Hollywood Swinging was big and Jungle Boogie and Summer Madness.
Oh,
But
yes.
celebration is the ultimate.
Well, now, and I understand that Summer Madness was really, you got the idea from Ladies' Night.
No, actually, Summer Madness, well, what happened with the idea for celebration
Mm-hmm.
was from Ladies' Night.
Right.
And what happened was we had just had a lead singer who became James J.T. Taylor that we didn't have to audition a whole lot of people. I'm trying to make it very quick. We're touring with the Jacksons, and Dick Griffey was the promoter at the time, Solar Records. And Dick came to me and said, listen, you guys are doing great. He said, but I think you need a lead singer. We said, well, we never thought about that. I mean, because our horns is like our singers.
Right.
But we said, but you know what? Our music, it can be open for that kind of a thing with a lead singer. So J.T. Taylor joined the group. Now, back to my wife. We're hanging out in New York over at the Studio 54 in Regine's. And we noticed that every Friday, Saturday, Sunday was Ladies' Night. So I went back to the studio with the guys, and this is JT joining us. I said, I got an idea for 2 tracks. And they said, what? I said, Ladies' Night and Hanging Out. I said, my wife, we've been hanging out in New York, and we know there always a Ladies' Night. So we recorded Ladies' Night. It became a big record. Frankie Crocker broke the records in New York.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And so at the end of Ladies' Night, there's a part, this is your night tonight, come on, let's all celebrate. And we had just won 2 American Music Awards for Ladies' Night. And that's when my brother, hey man, this is a song called Celebration. And that's what happened, man. And it's celebration.
Celebration. Now, you did mention Summer Madness. And I remember I had you on the phone one day. I was at Disco 92 WKTU. And I said to you, Kool, Summer Madness was really great, man. You should do another record similar to that. And then there was this long pause from you. And you just didn't say anything for a few seconds. And then you said, and then the conversation carried on.
Right.
Now, I found out last year that you guys came back with something called Winter.
Winter Sadness. Hey, can we call it milking it?
Yeah. Hey, milk it as long as you can.
Winter Sadness, yeah.
Wow. Now, how did that record do?
Of course, it wasn't the Summer Madness, but it did all right because it was a little different, had more changes in it, more musical changes in it. But going back to Summer Madness, we had a song called You Don't Have to Change, and that was on the Light of Worlds album. And at the vamp of You Don't Have to Change, it changes and it goes into a groove. That groove was the Summer Madness groove. So my brother's sitting in the studio like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. He had just got the ARP synthesizer that came out, and he was just listening to it. He said, "This is another song." So he started soloing on the vamp. And then the next day we came to the studio and said, "Hey guys, listen to this." We started listening to it. Oh wow, that's a whole other song. So what are we gonna call it? It's called Summer Madness.
Wow,
that's
like
what
that?
it's about.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all about the synthesizer solo. And then, of course, the groove and the guitar and everything. But the feature artist on that was the ARC, I think it was the ARC 2600 synthesizer.
Oh, really? It was a beautiful song. I mean, it was beautiful. So what do you think about music today?
Well, the music today, because of various changes of music, I think you have I have nothing against the hip hop world or the different things that's going on today. And of course, they have sampled a lot of our music, you know. And you don't see the young bands anymore, like there was back in the day. You know, when you had Ohio players or Mandrill or War or the Commodores and and of course Kool and the gang. You don't have that anymore. Now you got a couple of young guys that's starting to feel it a little bit, and that's Bruno Mars. He's on the whole Kool and gang, Gap Band vibe right now. So I think at some point it probably will change. They kind of go back, but you do have groups that's mixing the old school with the new school. You do hear that. You hear guys like even some of the stuff that like Usher might do, or some of these other guys. They're singing some of the live. They're getting the energy from the '70s and maybe '60s to the '70s. So we have to see, where it's going to go.
Well, I've seen some great photos of you lately with your bass, and what image at 70 years old now? What image are you trying to project as a musician now?
Well, pretty much the same thing. I'm pretty much old school and basic, working with the drummer and laying it in the groove. And the bass that I play is it's a designer bass by a guy by the name of John Zahn. And it has the feel that, for me, because I play Fender Precision, Steinberg, all these other guitars. So I got a small hand, and that particular Zahn is like a combination of all the basses that I play. So I'm very comfortable with that. So you might see a few pictures with me with the Zahn basses in my hand, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and I've seen you with, I think it was a leather outfit, that photo that you have with the Kool Kids Foundation, and you're standing up, and you got the what bass is that you're standing with?
That's the Zahn.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Zahn.
Oh, okay, all right. So what else is? I know that there's more going on in your life. The birthday party, of course, is this weekend. Who are some of the people that are any of the big names going to be there that we would recognize?
Well, I mean, there's some invites there. Right now with the pandemic, not too many people is travel.
I know because I was invited, and I told Angelo, I said, Angelo, I'd love to come, but I'm on a stay my ass at home protocol right now.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I won't be there. So please forgive me.
And no problem. We'll probably do something again in 2021. Because 2020, and I know I had a thing about on my voicemail about 2020 and clear evidence and all that kind of thing happened. We got clear evidence, all right. We got a whole lot happened in 2020.
A whole lot.
So, God willing, that 2021 will be a better year for us, and that we'll try to do a lot of different things. I think I mentioned to you, or Angelo, we have the animated cartoons.
I didn't know about that. Now tell us about that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's something that my brother was working on, and it's a documentary, but we did it a little differently. We added in animation to it, so we'll get that to you. And it's 5 versions of it right now, and it looks like Disney's interested.
Oh, really?
ABC. So it's the life story of Kool and the gang, going from animation to reality. We're working on that for next year as well.
Well, that's beautiful. Now you mentioned Disney. I remember I was down at the 100th birthday of Walt Disney. This was going back, I think, 2001. And I didn't know that you guys were going to be there. And I'm walking through the park and I look up on the stage and there you guys are performing in Disney. And I tried to get your attention, but you were busy doing your thing. How often have you guys performed at Disney?
Oh, many, many times over the years. Back in the day, used to have grad nights. And we used to play for the Disney grad nights, also the Epcot food festival, actually wine and tasting food festival.
Oh, yes.
we did that for a while, so, we've been doing all right with Mickey Mouse, his wife, Minnie Mouse.
Well, see, now you bring up Mickey and Minnie. I had the pleasure of interviewing the voice of Mickey and the voice of Minnie.
Really?
Two, yeah, they sat with me at a table, and I was at Jammin' 105.1 at the time, Jammin' 105.1, and they wanted me to interview them. So I'm sitting with these two older people, but I'm hearing the voice of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse coming toward. It was it was a surreal moment to interview with them, and they fell in love right there at Disney World, being Mickey and Minnie together. They were they had to perform so much together that they ended up falling in love in real life and getting married. And when we see the costumed Mickey Mouse, those costume Mickey Mouses, they don't talk. It's the voice of the man and the woman that I interviewed. Now they have since passed, I believe, so they've gotten two other people to replace them. But it was quite an experience to be there with Mickey and Minnie, the real Mickey and Minnie.
Wow. Yeah, so like I said, we did a lot of gigs, with Disney, and now also Universal. They're competitors now.
Yes,
so we play for Universal too now. Universal theme parks.
Well, that's great. We've got about a minute left, and I just want to remind folks listening to stay connected from work, home, or on the road. And you can have Harlem America, digital networks, What's Hot, Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander on your iPhone and your iPad. Just download the official Voice America Talk Radio Network app. It's easy to use, and it's always free. Tell a friend. And we'll be right back with the wonderful, famous, legendary Mr. Robert Kool Bell on What's Hot, Harlem America, and G. Keith Alexander.
Tune in every Friday to get your weekend kickoff early. Join the legendary G. Keith Alexander for What's Hot, Harlem America. The flagship show of the new Harlem America digital network has something for everyone. From the latest in entertainment to empowerment, health and wellness, and more, we'll bring you a variety of fresh viewpoints, voices, and ideas. What's Hot, Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander can be heard every Friday at 1 p.m. in New York and 10 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Well, welcome back. It's What's Hot, Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander. And we have the world famous Robert Kool Bell. Say, Kool, you're working on a project with your son Hakeem called Royalty, right?
Oh yeah, that's another song that my son Hakeem did. Actually, it's going to be on the album that we're coming out with, one of the last projects that Khalees was involved with us on, my brother Ronald. And it was called Royalty, and it was a dedication to my wife, to his mother, Sakina, about that she was royalty. And it's also dedicated to women in general, that we wrote a song about ladies' night, but they are royalty.
Oh, yes.
Because we will treat them royally.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That album is called Perfect Union. and it'll probably be next month. We have a Christmas album that we did. It was called Home Again, for Christmas, and we put it out every year. It's a little jazzy, a little funkier, but cool for the holidays. Excuse me.
Yeah, there you go. Cool for the holidays. Yes, yes. Well, you gave me a copy of that, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I brought it home and I played it, and someone borrowed it from me. And to this day, I don't remember who borrowed it.
Well, we got to get you a bottle of champagne and get you cool for you can be cool for the holiday.
There you go. I appreciate
so we got to
that.
get you a CD again, man.
I certainly appreciate that. So now there's another project that's in the works. Tell us about that.
Yeah, another project that my brother wanted to do, and of course the whole band, original members, and we want to do a musical, and the working title is very simple: Celebrate Good Time. Come
All
on.
right. What else, right? Okay.
And probably Vegas, in New York, because if you look at Mamma Mia, it's very, very, very successful over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at Kool and the Gang's catalog, we're going to have so many songs like Joanna, Ladies Night, Too Hot, Fresh,
Wow.
Get Down on It, even funny songs like Funky Granny.
Yeah, I remember that.
We used to come up with songs. Sometimes we didn't have a title. One of our most sampled songs, one of our most sampled songs, is a song called NT.
Mm-hmm.
And when we did the track, we didn't have a name for it. So we said, what are we going to call this? Oh, we don't know. Let's call it No Title, NT. And
wow.
the drums on there, a lot of these rappers, for some reason, they've been sampling that beat from NT.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how does music, I know it has happened in various ways because of the different members in the band, but usually, how is a hit song created for Kool and the Gang? What is the usual method?
Well, a lot of times it depends. Sometimes it's starting with the track, a groove, and we try to come up with something to go with that groove. That's one of the ways that we have created our music back in the day, like funky stuff or Hollywood swinging and jungle boogie. And then there were songs like George Brown, Too Hot. Too Hot was the reality. What he went through. Fell in love, high school sweetheart. Love was so brand new.
Yeah, wow.
But things got too hot. You know what happened there.
Yeah.
It depends on what's going on. Like when we did Reggae Dancer,
Mm-hmm.
we were down in Trinidad. And it was during the time they had the small revolution down there in Trinidad. So we couldn't go home for 2 weeks, but we listened to the Trinidadian music and reggae and everything. And we came up with this song. My brother Amir, you might know him as Kevin Bell,
Mm-hmm.
with the famous group he had called the KGs.
The KGs, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, Keep On Bumping. Who's the man with the master plan?
Yes.
But he came up with the song and it had the ooh la la la. Let's go dancing. So, it depends, man. It depends.
Wow. All right. So how many songs would you say off the top of your head that you guys have in your catalog?
Oh, man. Top of my head, 300 or 400 maybe.
And how many hits out of that? How many hits?
Out of hits out of that,
Yeah.
maybe a good 10, 20, hits out of that. Because we got stuff that have not been released yet that that my brother Ronald's been writing before he passed. George Brown got a ton of music. We got other guys in the band like Curtis Williams, who been with us for about 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of songs, you know, a lot of songs in our overall catalog.
So let me ask you this. Your favorite radio station, was it KISS or WBLS?
Had to be BLS. With me. KISS was great now. But what BLS was before KISS though, wasn't it?
Yes. In fact, we started BLS in '72. Yeah.
Okay.
And then KISS came. KISS was later. KISS came in the '80s, I believe. I've worked at both stations, but I just wanted to find out from your vantage point, you know, being an artist and having music being played on both stations, which station was your favorite? And so you said BLS.
Yeah, WBLS. Yeah.
And your favorite disc jockey in Chicago would be whom?
In Chicago. Who was it? Was it Rodney up there? Rodney, if you get his last name.
All right, so you're talking about E. Rodney Jones.
E. Rodney Jones.
E. Rodney
Jones.
There's
a few others up there.
How about Herb Kent, the Cool Gent?
Who's that?
Herb Kent, the Cool Gent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Herb was cool. We talked to Herb a couple of years ago. I think we were talking to Herb about, we were coming out there with that song, I Want to Sex You Up.
Right.
Not Sex You Up, Sexy. Excuse me. We have a song called Sexy. Yeah.
The reason why I asked about Chicago is because I grew up in Chicago, listening to radio in Chicago before I even came to New York. And for me, Herb Kent, the Cool Gent, and those guys were like my favorite radio DJs. And then when I got to New York, I stumbled across WBLS and Frankie Crocker and got involved with that legacy. But I just wanted to see how you felt about the WBLS. So it seems like your whole family, your sons at least, and your brothers are all involved in the music business with you. Is there ever going to be a time when you're going to retire and just let them kind of take over?
Well, my brother Amir, he's working on a lot of different projects. Mm-hmm. He's living out in Vegas now. Of course, my son, Prince Hakeem, mm-hmm. constantly got his little crew around him, you know. I guess at some point, you know, I'll retire and sip on my little cool champagne.
So you're not tired of being on the road? You've been on the road for over 50 years now. And
I'm tired and I'm not tired. Now, the time that I've been off, we haven't worked ever since February. Mm-hmm. And I was living down, you know, my condo down there in Florida, in the land of Florida. And I was very comfortable. I wasn't on the road. I was saying, great. I got used to going out and walking and working in the gym and eating right and, you know, the right diet and all that. That's been cool. I'm fine until next year, to be honest with you. After 50 years of this thing, you know. And so, you know, and getting on them planes and, you know, sound checks, mm-hmm. wake up calls, and, you know, what comes with being on the road, man. I
understand. Well, look here, it's been a pleasure being with you. We've got about 30 seconds, if that. And I just want to say, man, it is so great to be here with you, and we're still current after all these years. And I want to wish you a happy belated birthday again, and good luck, and have a great day and a better one tomorrow. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening to What's Hot Harlem America with G. Keith Alexander on the Harlem America Digital Network over the Voice America Talk Radio channel. Thank you.
Ciao.